Hi, I wanted to do a quick follow-up to the Dropbox IPO breakout. This is definitely looking very strong, almost picture-perfect breakout, so I'm happy to kind of add on to a little more details from the video yesterday about it. Let me pull up the pointer really fast. So this is today's move, another 10%. I actually bought more on the open this morning or close to the open, I should say, after seeing how well it was doing. It's in another account, so it's not showing here, but anyway, I did add to my position here based on the proof, if you will, that this breakout is looking extremely solid. Additional point to make here, you see this giant spike in volume up. It's a very, very strong confirming pattern. Looks like today we had 19 million shares traded, and the yellow is your moving average of typical shares traded, and that would be 5. So effectively 4 times volume today versus normal. I guess yesterday was more than that. So anyway, extremely good sign that this has staying power, if you will. So very happy to see it. I did want to make one correction in my video yesterday. I said this is the 5th time a charm, but actually it was not a breakout. That was my mistake for jumping the gun, so I shouldn't really consider that. So in fact we have 1, 2, 3, so it looks like 4th time is going to be the charm. I did want to add that there was an article that just came out about an hour ago, and let me show that to you. They were kind of discussing, there's been some, of course, people wondering why is it breaking out. Sometimes you just don't know, it's just the way it is. But in this case, speculation on possible buyout chatter. There's a couple articles floating around about that, whether Salesforce, I believe, owns 6% of Dropbox and has worked quite tightly with them. And of course Microsoft is always on the prowl, so to speak. This article though made a good point, and there's the URL if you want to follow up to read the whole thing. But the key point that I took away here was that a handful of recent patents granted this week to Dropbox deal with syncing data with content management systems, an area that could be of particular interest to a range of companies looking to build out capabilities in data management or data sharing. Study notes companies most often citing Dropbox patents are Microsoft and IBM, followed by Samsung and Google. So obviously major players, and yeah, I think for a number of reasons, for several of those companies, it could certainly make sense to acquire Dropbox, and that may be the core reason behind it. But regardless, ultimately we'll find out, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that this is looking like a very solid breakout for whatever the reason is, and as I mentioned, I did add to my position here. So again, I'm not trying to do a day trade or a quick flip on this. It's trying to acquire for a longer term hold. So we'll see how it goes. I'll certainly do another video in a couple months. It may not be as exciting as today was, obviously, for the next couple weeks or months even. But regardless, I just wanted to add to the breakout video yesterday, since I did highlight it. It's always nice to see this coming to fruition and looking like it's going to pay off. So have a good weekend.